And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hometown Sports Corner Sports Talk. As once again, here on a Wednesday afternoon, we've been watching some hoops on the internet. And of course, I know a bunch of you watching that Kentucky Wildcat game. So, anytime you go up against the Cats, it's not easy, but I think we got a fun show for you guys tonight as we'll be recapping the grade school basketball tournaments from Knott and Perry County. Then we'll look ahead to the big grade school tournament over in Letcher County, KY. Going to be joined, though, at the top of the hour with a new head coach at the Hazard Bulldogs program. And so we're excited to talk to him, get his ideas on what it means to become the new football coach at Hazard High School and kind of dive into some things he's got going on there and some plans and so forth. Of course, I'll be joined by my buddy James Salmon. You guys stick around. We've got a lot to talk about. Let's take a 2-minute commercial break, and we'll be joined with Coach Chandler and Mr. James Salmon after this. Chad Conley and Conley Insurance Group is your local provider for all your supplemental and life insurance needs. Protection when you need it, peace of mind when you don't. They proudly support all of our youth in this region and wish each team and the athletes a successful and healthy season. Once again, for all your insurance needs, see Chad Conley and Conley Insurance Group.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
Hyman Funeral Services also provides a professional, respectful disinterment and reinterment service that would allow you to move your loved one to the beautiful Mountain Memory Gardens in Hyman, where the grave site will never go unmowed and uncared for again. Mountain Memory Gardens provides beautiful grave plots that can be reserved for every family member. Bethel Mausoleum also offers the most state-of-the-art crypts in Kentucky, should you prefer to have a final resting place other than in-ground burial. All these decisions can be made in advance too, so you can relieve your family of the burden of wondering what you would want. Give us a call today at 606-785-3133. Hyndman Funeral Service offers this.
Nestled in the mountains of Appalachia, along the Purpose Road, is a hidden gem, Alice Lloyd College. For 100 years, ALC has been providing opportunities.
Opportunity to learn from the best.
Opportunity to work for my education.
Opportunity to serve my community.
Opportunity to become a leader.
Opportunity to find my life's purpose.
Apply now to find your purpose at Alice Lloyd College.
And a big thank you to Alice Lloyd College, of course, and Chad Conley Insurance, ARH Orthopedics, and Hyman Funeral Services. That's the first 4 of our sponsors. We got about 4 more we'll talk about here just in a little bit. But guys, as I promised you before that commercial break, going to be joined here tonight, as always, with my buddy James Salmon and the new head coach for the Hazard Bulldogs. And, of course, just named the head coach this week. And we want to welcome aboard Matt Chandler. Coach, how are you tonight, brother?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing really, really good. Congratulations, first of all, on the job. And we want to say, I kind of echo what we heard the director of Hazard High School say. It's a family over there. And as you and I talked before we went on the air, it's a prestigious job, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big honor for me, especially being from Eastern Kentucky and from the mountains. It's a little bit more personal to me because, growing up, Hazard was a program that I always looked to that was kind of a standard bearer for the mountains. And it's just a big honor to have the trust and the faith of everybody involved to lead the program.
Coach, tell us a little bit about, for those that don't maybe know, your route to Hazard. Graduated from Letcher County over there, and 2008, I believe you said? Tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about the road from there to here, brother.
Yeah, so I graduated from Letcher Central in 2008 and went on to play 2 years of college football at Kentucky Christian University, and then transferred to Moorhead just to finish school. Was an assistant at Rowan County there for 3 years. And then, had some assistant jobs at different schools. Most recently, I've been at Franklin County High School for the last 3 years. This year was my first year as the offensive coordinator here. And before Franklin County, I was at Danville High School. So being at Danville, I think was a really good experience. It was kind of similar to Hazard, smaller school, ton of tradition, all of those things. So I've been blessed to be in some really good places, and I've been blessed to work with a lot of really good head coaches. So it's been a lot of really good experiences that hopefully have gotten me prepared to go win some football games at Hazard.
Coach, have you had a chance to meet with the boys yet?
I did. So on Monday, we met with the team at 8 o'clock. We met with them early in the morning. They had our juniors at the high school had an ACT boot camp. So that started at like 8:30. So we met with them in the cafeteria at 8. We had really good numbers turn out, and the kids seemed really excited, man. I think they're ready to get to work.
Coach, of course, you talked about Danville, but may very well be a team that you'd see on the schedule. And have you even begun to think about the upcoming season and things like that?
So yeah, so we our schedule's set for this fall. It'll basically be the same schedule that Hazard had last year, just flipped home and away. I've started to kind of look at next year's scheduling for the next cycle, and I've started to reach out to some people. But as far as this year for fall 2024, it's already set. But no, it's really funny you mentioned that. I had a text from Clay Clevenger, who I work for at Danville, who's at Somerset now, and he texted me, I think it was yesterday, and said, Hazard and Somerset used to play every single year and do a home and home. So he's already trying to work on getting us to put them on the schedule for the next 2 years. But, we'll see if we're ready for that. I don't know.
And then,
Coach,
Coach,
go ahead, Jamie.
No, you're fine. Go ahead, brother.
I was going to say, Coach, Hazard is a high school that's full of community tradition. And, almost every coach they've got that's truly involved in the community. And, what role do you see playing for the Hazard Bulldogs as the new head coach and the leader of the football program that you're going to have to do to get the community behind you?
Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head. It's just being involved. It's such a small school. You got so many athletes that play multiple sports, which is really cool. Part of it's just going to be being visible and being supportive of those kids and the other things they do outside of football. I actually am going to drive down. I'm still in Frankfort kind of doing some back and forth right now, but I'm driving down tomorrow night for the boys game against Perry Central. Going to go down and check it out, and then take some time on Friday to try and get some work done, interview some potential assistant coaches on Friday, and just kind of be around in the school building to make sure kids and parents and everybody know that the kids have my full support, whether it's football or anything else that they're doing.
That kind of stole my next question, Coach. So as you and I talked briefly, you'll look to bring in some new assistants and probably be blessed to have a couple guys to help you there. And that's always good to transition, from the names and the style and strengths and weaknesses. It'd be good to have some of those guys still on board with you.
Yeah, it'll be good to have some guys that are familiar with everything inside the school and inside the community, and then also add a couple of new pieces that could really help us out. And I'm kind of in that process right now, and right now I'm just trying to figure out how I can add as many quality people to be around the kids every day as I can. And then when I get to that point, figure out, what everybody's role is going to be on the field and as far as the off-season program goes.
And then, Coach, I know that with this, I'm sorry, James,
you're fine. Go ahead.
We don't normally interrupt each other. But Coach, let me ask you, I know that this is the first year with you in the program, but what will we look for as far as 4 years from now? What styles would we be looking at defensively and offensively?
We're going to try to to utilize the athletes that we have in the program offensively. I'm coming from a place where last year we were able to throw the football quite a bit. We were pretty close to 50-50 run to pass. We were able to create some explosive plays and play pretty fast at times. I think overall what you're going to see with us is we're going to be pretty multiple in the formations and the shifts and the motions that we use. But as far as what we're doing, we're going to be pretty simple. And we're going to try to utilize some tempo. We're going to play fast when we want to play fast and be able to slow it down some when we want to do that as well. And then defensively, we're just going to try to be as fundamentally sound as we can. We're going to try to tackle the football as well as we can. Try to mix it up as far as the fronts we can show to offenses, but still have a base defense that we can play and be fundamentally sound.
I was just going to say, you was talking about the coach staff trying to add some pieces. The one thing that you've got coming into Hazard that's pretty profound for them is the level of facilities they've got. They've got the top-notch field, top-notch facility, top-notch school administrators and teachers and community. So, when you come in and you start checking boxes, the weight room's probably, you may want to add up a little bit, but I would say knowing Hazard and Eddie Browning and the way Hazard is, it's probably top-notch. So stuff you don't have to worry about coming into Hazard is facilities.
Oh, yeah. And, that was part of the process of, going through the interview process and trying to make the decision about pursuing this job that I was really impressed with. Like you said, great facilities and plans to improve those facilities going forward too. The weight room is really nice, which is a huge, huge thing for me. And really, more than anything, we've got a lot of space. And I've always said you can't replace space when it comes to facilities. We've got plenty of room to get in the weight room and work and do the things we need to. And then obviously, got the turf field and all those things that you like to have in place that help you be successful. But no, Eddie and the whole administration have this process it was top notch as far as the process to hire a football coach. And, the process was good enough to alleviate a lot of the concerns, like you said, about taking a job. By the time we got to the end of it, there weren't really a lot of questions. They'd done a great job of letting me as a candidate know the things that I would have in place and the support that I would have.
Coach, being an Eastern Kentuckian, you know the struggles and also the benefits of getting to coach here. How important was it for you and your family to get back here?
It was really important. My wife is also from Letcher County, and so our 6-year-old and our 2.5-year-old have 2 sets of grandparents that live in Letcher County. So just the opportunity to get them back closer to them and some cousins and a large number of our family that live there, and also be able to do that in a place where they're going to go to one of the best school districts in the state of Kentucky by every measure. It was just an opportunity that we couldn't pass up. We talked earlier about James mentioned checking boxes, and I've told people in the last week when it came to taking this job that when you look at all the yeses and nos and you try to check those boxes when you decide on doing something, there were just significantly too many yeses for me to turn this down. Just a great opportunity.
Coach, I'll ask you, I was lucky enough to coach high school softball for about 7 years as a head coach at Knott County. Growing up, you said you played football in high school and went on and played in college. Who was the one guy, if there is one guy or a couple guys, that you looked up to and you was like, he's the reason I want to coach. He's the guy that, has drove me into this area. Or is it just the love? Is it just the love of the sport?
I think a lot of it's just the love of the sport. Especially when I got into coaching, I was really fortunate to have a lot of coaching mentors that helped me grow and develop. And, you go from being a player and you love it for different reasons. And then as you coach and you're around really good coaches, you learn about all these different aspects of the game that, the preparation and the things behind the scenes that you fall in love with it for whole different reasons. But I think initially, I come from a football family. My uncle was a longtime head football coach at Whitesburg High School, and was an assistant there for a long time. And, you know, I like to tell people all the time that a lot of people in their baby books and their scrapbooks that their parents keep for them, they'll have, you know, their birth certificate or whatever in the first page. And mine, if you look at mine and my older brothers, the first thing you see when you open it up is a football program from the first high school football game we went to. So, you know, it's kind of in my blood. And I think from a very early age, I was pretty confident what I wanted to do.
Now, Coach, we've been kind and nice, but now I got to throw this out there at you. You're going to a program where the expectations are high, and I would imagine you welcome that, right?
Oh yeah, you know, you want head coaching jobs where there's an expectation to win, and where you have resources that match that expectation. You know, I said on Monday, I think, you know, that there are not a lot of places like Hazard out there left where people care so much about football. And I think because of that, it's, you know, I genuinely believe it's one of the best jobs in the state. But with that comes expectations. And, you know, you got to work and you got to do things the right way and you got to go out and produce. And, you know, like I said, that's that challenge to go do that is one of the things that really drives me to hopefully go out and win as many football games as we can, as fast as we can.
You know, Coach, Hazard has got a middle school program. Had a lot of great athletes inside the middle school program last year. That's probably going to come up through your program. Some of them, I think, it's probably going to be 8th graders and freshmen this year. Have you had a chance to speak to any of the administration about the middle school program and the direction and the things that you're going to want to go forward with in the middle school, combining with the high school?
Yeah, I got to speak to those kids actually too on Monday.
Good deal.
I got to speak to all those freshmen. You know, as far as the middle school program, it's got great people in it. I've met Coach Fletcher and all those guys that work with the middle school football team, and they do a phenomenal job. You know, people have kind of asked me what my vision is for the middle school and the youth program through our elementary school. And, you know, to be honest, you know, there's not a lot of changes to be made other than just involving those guys and those kids more in the high school and making sure that they're all welcome at any time that they want to be up there and be around it. Because those guys have done a great job. They've had really talented kids, but they've developed them as well. And I feel pretty confident that some of those young kids in that 8th grade class coming in as freshmen can help us right away in a significant way.
Coach, I wonder too, the success that the basketball team's having, and we got big expectations for the baseball team, a lot of times that can carry over to all the different sports. And I got a feeling you're going to piggyback off of that and enjoy that as well.
Oh yeah, I got to talk to one of the assistant baseball coaches this morning, and you know, we were just kind of talking about baseball season coming up, and I told him, I was like, look, I love baseball, love basketball too, but it's not much better than, you know, spring afternoon when you ain't got much going on to go out and watch a high school baseball game. So I'm really excited to get settled in and be able to come out and support those kids. And you know, it definitely does kind of carry over from one sport to the other because we'll have so many multi-sport guys that we'll be able to work together as different sport coaches and support those kids and whatever they're doing. And if they can gain confidence through the other sports, they can carry it over into the next seasons as well.
And James, of course, it won't be long till he'll be riding through the parade over there with the Black Gold Festival and enjoying all the different perks to being right there in Hazard, Kentucky. A lot of advantages to getting to coach there as well, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming to a spot where it's, you know, it's like every small town. You know, you're from Letcher County. It's not going to take very long for people to know who you are. No, and you know, it's not going to take long for your, you know, the people in the community to figure out who your wife is and your kids, and they'll be coming up to you at Walmart and patting you on the back and like most people, they're going to try to give
Yeah.
you their Friday night plans
James, he's
for
already
football
running
season.
around with
So,
guys like Manus
Coach, you know,
Blair,
I
though.
know you're a busy man. And,
Hey, I heard that Manus Blair comment.
He-
We got to be easy on him because he might be watching tonight.
He's already keeping company like Manus Blair. I think I heard he knows Dickie Adams.
oh, bless his heart.
And then, of course, Eddie.
All Manus ever does is aggravate people and eat the food at the UK tailgates that I cook. So,
well, if you start wearing the number 2 pencil behind your ear, I'm gonna swear Dickie's around somewhere.
listen, somebody asked me on Monday. I think the guys at WSJN out of Jackson asked me if I planned on wearing the pencil behind my ear, and I was like, man, I can't pull it off. I cannot get that pencil to stay there. I don't know if Dickie's wore a groove behind his ear where it can just sit there over the years or what, but I can't pull it off.
And Coach, you know your athletic director is a wrestler as well, right? So if you need help, just tag Eddie Browning in over there, okay?
That's right. Tag him in. Get him in the ring. But you mentioned everybody in town knowing us. It's so funny. That's kind of when we got into town on Sunday evening, and we actually had dinner with Eddie before we went to Letcher County to stay with some family leading into Monday. From the time they made that Facebook post to the time that we got there Monday was just crazy. I mean, everybody already knew. My wife looked at me at one point on Monday and said, this whole thing's been like an episode of Friday Night Lights. And I was like, well, yeah, this is episode 1 where everybody's glad to see us. I said, we'll see by like episode 6 what it's like when we actually have to go out and win football games, if everybody still feels the same way. But it's been awesome, man. Monday was a really cool experience. They did everything the right way and made our family feel super, super welcome. So we're pretty fired up about it.
Well, Coach, we hope to have a bunch of you guys on when the football season starts. We'd like to bring several of you on each Wednesday night and kind of recap your game and then preview your upcoming games. But tonight we just felt like it was appropriate for us to welcome you to Hometown Sports here, and I'll let you know that we're here to help you any way we can, man.
No problem, guys. I really appreciate you guys having me.
You have a good night. And we'll let you go, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
And James Salmon, again, done a phenomenal job there. It's a little more comfortable when you can talk to a guy that knows this area, and you know he's shooting straight with you. You can tell he don't take it slow. We've done this enough to know that there's a lot of football talk that can be said, but he knows where Bulin and Viper and a lot of these kids live, and, from downtown Hazard, that'll be right there, of course, in the city limits and those in the surrounding area. And we wish him the best of luck over that.
Yeah, I mean, he'll have all the support, and I'm sure the city of Hazard and the administration and the student body will make sure that Coach will have what he needs to be successful over there. And should be good times in Hazard. New football coach, new baseball coach, a new fresh breath of air over there inside the school system, and a buzz inside the community over what to expect. And sometimes that's all it takes to light a fire, man. And not saying anything bad about Coach Meehan or Coach Howard. I think the world of both of them. Coach Meehan to baseball is a Hall of Fame coach, and I played under him in high school. And Coach Dan Howard's always been phenomenal to me and you and sit down and talk to. But the buzz and the fresh air around the new football coach and baseball coach is nice to see, and sometimes it gets more of the community back fired up for the programs.
Well, again, I don't think any media outlet supported Dan any harder than we did, and I still do. I still stand by him being a great guy, but I also am 100% for these kids, and so at the end of the day, I'm excited for the direction that Hazard has turned. Eddie Browning and I have a good relationship, perhaps maybe second only to me and Coach Amberger over at Knott Central as ADs are concerned. Jim Bob's always been super good to me at Letcher. But Eddie and I worked together at Alice Lloyd and kind of shared the positions over there of housing directors. And so, and I said all that to say this. I know, Eddie, it's not just talk when I say that I knew that this was important to him to make a good hire there in Hazard. From what I gather, man, it's a good hire.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And of course, me and you'll start that football conversation about 2 weeks after the dead period this summer. We'll start diving into all the football programs in the 14th and 15th regions, and Hazard will certainly be on top. It is no doubt they're still in a rebuilding phase. Went through it last year, so it'll be interesting to see how they bounce back in year number 2.
And as we said with Coach Mullins at Knott Central, Bulldog Nation, and I'm not downplaying anything, and I'm not speaking for the coach, but it takes a while, James. You know it as good as anybody to build a program, brother.
Well, it does. You've got to figure out you've got to be able to instill your philosophy in play and the tempo. You got to figure out what players you got to see what kind of game you can play and what you need to work on. And, sometimes it may take a couple years to get that system in. As long as you keep seeing the steps going forward and the progress you want to see is fine. What you don't want to see is the steps going back, and we'll see what the crystal ball holds in a year or two down the road for Coach.
And a plus that he's got, 2 pluses, and then we'll switch gears and go to some basketball talk, is you hit it right out of the park. He's got the best facilities and support, and then he has a feeder program, man. The cover is not as bare over there as what some would think. It's always a plus when you got a feeder program that's going to feed you really good talent, well-coached talent early on.
Oh, you're right. I mean, they've got a phenomenal feeder program, and like I said, you could go to any school probably in the mountains besides probably a handful of them, and you won't find better facilities than what Hazard High School's got, and over at Daniel Field. And Hazard will do it right. I mean, Coach is coming into a good spot. He's coming into a good administration that's going to back him. A great community that gets behind their high school and their student athletes, and it's going to be a nice program for him.
Yes, indeed. Hey, James, before we go to break, man, I'm not just wearing Mickey Mouse for no reason. The Hyman cheerleaders sent me and you, hooked us up with some shirts. Of course, they're going down to the Nationals in Orlando, Florida. Even got the Hometown Sports Corner logo on it. And they sent me and you both one of those. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and wear mine on the show tonight. But we wish them the best of luck, man. That's just a cool deal that the local girls here in Hyman, Kentucky are going to get to compete in that competition down there. And James, if you can, man, let's take a commercial break.
Yeah, the girls are going to have a blast and make a lot of memories and have a good time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to take a quick commercial break, James, and we'll be back to talk more basketball. Okay, brother? Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is proud to sponsor tonight's sporting event. Nelson Frazier has the highest quality American-made funeral products, cremation services, mausoleums, and memorial markers, all with a family budget in mind. With 3 chapels located in Hyman, Martin, and now in Prestonsburg, Nelson Frazier Funeral Home is local people serving local families. On streets of glory. Hicks Brothers Construction knows that times are tough and your money is hard to come by. That's why they pledge to always do the job right the first time. Specializing in backhoe work, septic systems, house seats, and road work. No job is too big or too small. Hicks Brothers Construction, a name you know you can count on. Call 606-785-4838. That's Hicks Brothers Construction.
Did you know that one of the top rural health clinics in the state is right in your back door? Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky has been given the title of the largest rural health system in Kentucky. In addition, Primary Care is the third largest rural health system in the nation and the fourth largest employer in Perry County. Call today to schedule an appointment at our Hazard, Hindman, Vico, or Hyden locations. Walk-ins are always welcome.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
And welcome back to Hometown Sports Corner. And once again, the girls from Hyman Elementary sent James and I some T-shirts and some things. And a little note here says, again, just a thank you to you guys for your contributions. That has helped us make our dreams come true. We couldn't have done it without you. And again, there you see them, folks. That is the Hyman Elementary cheerleaders that will be moving on to Orlando, Florida. They'll be down at the Arena South on Friday, February the 9th at 11:55, James Sandlin. So here's the even cooler part about that. Not only are the young kids going to get to enjoy a lifetime memory, but we're going to get to bring it to the people at home. So you can tune us in during your lunch break about 11:55. We'll go on live. And their routine, from what I gather, is real punctual. They'll start as close as they can to being right on the money. And so at 11:55 next Friday, we'll have their national competition. And then we expect them to move on to the next round, and that, of course, will be Saturday. But girls, from James and I and all of us here at Hometown Sports, go down there and make us proud, have fun, and they'll do a good job, James.
Yeah, they go down there and represent their school and themselves and the community. About as good as anybody we could send down there.
My friends, Mickey and Minnie, that you and I brought to the Gingerbread Festival, are going to come to the grade school Tuesday for a pepper rally. And so all the kiddos will get a chance to see Mickey and Minnie here, and then the girls will go down and spend a week with them down in Orlando. So that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, man. It's going to be a cool experience for the young ladies and their coaches and their parents. Should have a great time.
Hey, man, how about some of our local basketball teams? Knott County Central Lady Patriots and Patriots both on the road. Shout out to the boys. They got the W tonight over at Harlan. Won that one 63-56. James, I watched most of that game. Pretty good basketball game over there.
A good basketball game, man. Hunter Haddock's come out on fire over there for the Patriots, and Coach Casey Huff, man, claims another one.
You know, that one had to be perhaps most special for him. That's where he played high school ball at. And, of course, then went on to play at Alice Lloyd. And I know Coach Huff and the Patriots glad to get that W there.
Yeah, always a good victory when you can go to the 13th region and claim a victory on a good Coach Derek Cow's team from Harlan Independent. Patriots played well, shot the ball well, good defense, shot the free throws extremely well. So good ball game for them. And then Lady Patriots, if I'm not mistaken, they went to Estill County tonight, and they also got the W.
Didn't just get it; they got it big, man. 68-26. And you and I had their game last night when they beat a Harlan County Blackbirds team. James, Lady Patriots right now playing as good as they played all year, and frankly, as good as we've seen anybody in the 14th region.
Yeah, I told you that last night. I told several people in Harlan County today that was probably the Patriots have been playing extremely good basketball lately, but last night I felt like that was probably their best game of the season. They had 8 different Patriots in the scoring column. Everybody was hitting the boards. They shot the ball extremely well, passed it well, communicated well. So just in my opinion, the Lady Patriots, and then they showed it again tonight. They're on a roll. I think now that's 7 in a row that Coach Megan Huff and the Lady Patriots have won. So the Lady Patriots are playing some really good basketball right now.
I'll be anxious to see the stat line, James. They might have broke their season high in assists. They shared the ball last night as good as I'd seen them, making an extra pass to get the better shot. And They're fun to watch, man, when they play like that.
Yeah, they're fun to watch, and it's fun to see a Casey Bentley. I mean, you've been talking about her getting a come out game, and I felt last night was it. She shot the ball extremely well, and of course, Kaylee Gibson hit the board like she has all season. Good ball game. Faith Pollard uh, rebounded well, shot the ball well when she shot the ball, and Kylie Gayhart does what she does, man. She distributes the ball. She sees the floor so well. Um, Shoots it from anywhere on the floor, but um, she's making sure that all the right things are getting done on the floor right now, man. And it's fun to watch them.
James, actually, then we'll stay with the girls. That's fine. Um, really, Knott County was the only girls team so far that's reported a score in here. Actually, Pikeville and Lawrence County. And Lawrence played Pikeville about as close as anybody has, and they still beat them 18, James. That's crazy, brother.
Yeah, that is crazy. They lost a heartbreaker in the All A. Pikeville did by 1 point. But I'll tell you what, I want to go back to just the Lady Patriots just for a second. Before, if I don't, I'll forget. Is the physicality and the play that Miss Haley Combs has brought to the Lady Patriots the last few games. She has been the
difference
warrior.
Yes,
she's been the warrior inside. I mean, she was our player of the game at Prairie Central. She had an extremely good game last night. And for Coach Huff, she's the sixth man off the bench right now, or sixth woman off the bench, I should say. And she's a difference maker. Which when she comes in and Pollard or Gibson goes out, they don't lose anything. And she's got a knack for finding the ball and rebounding and going and getting it. And, she's doing well on both ends right now.
Yes, sir. And while we're with the Lady Patriots, let's throw this up here. Tomorrow will be your last day, guys, to order one of the Knott County Central T-shirts. It's a Lady Patriot fundraiser, soft style T-shirts, and you see there on the screen tomorrow. Actually, February 2nd. So, got 2 days to order those. They're $15 a piece, 18 for the big side. So, me and James are going to be paying 18 for ours. You can get up with Coach Megan Huff or any of the Knott County Central Lady Patriots. I shouldn't have said that, should have, James?
Why, are you telling the truth?
Yeah, you were a big one and I were a bigger one. But anyhow, we'll get our shirts from them too. And I may have to change my wardrobe. I got the new Hyman Elementary National Cheerleaders T-shirt on, and I'll get me that one. But James, while we're talking girls basketball, let's just keep it on that stretch there. And you kind of already touched on it a little bit. Pikeville still yet number 1 in our top 10. To go down to the All-A and lose, though, no shame in that, brother. And so we still got them number 1 this week.
Yeah, because they only lost by 1 point to, I think, Holy Cross. And it's a really good basketball game. And hats off to the Pikeville Lady Panthers. And Miss Trinity Rowe, man, she's a player.
Oh, no doubt about that, brother. And then we got Johnson Central. They've moved up to the number 2 spot. Owsley's up to number 3. Letcher's 4 and Knott's 5. Keep in mind, guys, this top 10 come out Sunday. But then Leslie at 6. Lawrence County at 7. Martin, Purry, and Shelby Valley top 10. James, some really good basketball teams there in that girls' top 10, sponsored by Alice Lloyd College.
Yeah, it's a really good basketball. Owsley County's playing really good basketball right now. Coach Smith has got his Lady Owls, man, getting primed for March. Jamie, we're just 20 days away from district play. I mean, we don't have too many regular season games left, and teams are wanting to start playing some really good basketball.
Now's the time to play it, right, brother?
Now is the time to start the engines. I mean, right now is when you want to start. Everything should start clicking. Maybe you want to start playing your really good basketball, probably starting about Wednesday of this week, or I'm sorry, of next week. But going into postseason, when you get in the region, you got to be able to tie 3 in a row. District is the only place that you can lose in the championship game and still go on.
James, we're probably just a couple weeks away, brother, from being able to do our previews. Uh, most of the districts are set, and uh, it's crazy to me that this season has went by this quick, man.
Yeah, it flew by all the way around. Some really good basketball, some surprise basketball playing, and Friday night we get to have the Wolf County Wolves come into the Morton Combs. I'm looking forward to seeing Caleb Creech and Corey Flincham and Voles and that bunch coming into the Morton Combs. Because man, if need be, they can light the scoreboard up as well, Jamie.
Going to be the Glory Road game, of course, February the 2nd. You and I have had a chance to be part of a couple of those Glory Road presentations already, and that's neat, man. We still look at it as new, and it is a great facility, but to think of the tradition that has come in and went through the doors there at the Morton Combs, that's pretty neat that our gym's going to be recognized as one of the top gyms in the state.
It is. I think they're going to spotlight what the 78, 79, 80, and 81 ball teams. Is that right?
I think so. And James made a joke last night that I didn't laugh about when he asked Coach Amberg to get me a pair of those short shorts. But they're actually
Hey,
pretty cool uniforms, James, that everybody's seeing there.
yeah, they are. He showed me a picture of them a couple weeks ago. Really nice uniforms. If it's anything like last year, and I'm sure it will be, Knott County's got a way of putting on these events, and I think he said that the award or the plaque that they're going to present the Morton Combs Athletic Complex will be in between the JV and the varsity game. Morton Combs been around for 50 years, man. A lot of basketball, a lot of tails been into that gym.
No doubt, brother. And again, we'll look forward to being part of that one. But now they take on a Wolf County team, James, that you don't overlook this team by any
No,
means. You better not.
no. Bull Creek them's a dangerous ball team. Men, you've said it all year, and they've got some
Congratulations to
shooters,
Corey
man.
Fletcher. Got his 1,000th point down there. And so he's coming in now looking at 2,000 as he'll start
Yeah,
that streak of games. But bottom line, he can flat play, James.
man, he can flat play. The only bad thing for Wolf County coming into the Morton Combs Friday night is that Knott Central is playing some really good basketball right now. I said it the other night. I think that they're playing probably the best team ball that I've seen a Patriot team play in a while.
That game could come down to who gets the other one to play their style. If it's physical, pounded in, score from the corners, then Knott County, I like their chances of winning big, to be quite frank. If it's a run and gun and they let Wolf County attack the rim and play it from one end to the other, Wolf County could, and you can't let them hang around, man. That team has got some scores, and they're young, but they also sometimes you can use youth to your advantage, man.
Yeah, I mean sometimes youth comes in and they're not scared to play. Um, and Coach Bull Creek, he plays about as tough as anybody. He don't cut anybody any slack when Coach Creech comes in. It's not Central just playing some really good basketball right now. I think that the battle will be uphill for the Wolf County Pro in the Morton Combs. Hopefully, it's a packed house in Hyman Friday night for the Glory Road game. And you go back 50 years. It wasn't but a little more than a year ago. Me and you walked in, and Athletic Director Amberg, you let me and you in to host the show one night, and you could see through the floor after the flood, man.
Yeah, to think the renovations and how much it's improved, and hopefully that game will be better than Kentucky's. Looks like James the Wildcats going to lose in overtime against Florida down there.
It goes back to what I said a couple of weeks ago, and I stick by it. Sometimes we play selfish basketball, and I think this is another opportunity to see we play selfish sometimes toward the end of a ball game.
That loss tonight, and again, I guess they still mathematically have time to get back in it. James, a loss to Florida at home, though, could cost you 2 spots. That might be the difference in being a 2 seed versus a 4 seed, and also could determine getting to play closer to home versus going on the road.
It could. And South Carolina's playing some good basketball right now. Originally I thought maybe that loss to South Carolina may bite us, but they beat a really good Tennessee team last night, and I don't think the loss at South Carolina is going to be as bad as I originally thought.
No, maybe not, man. But again, I'll direct my attention back to high school sports, and where me and you have a little more fun anyway. And let's talk about our top 10 here, James, from the boys' side. We got Pikeville in at number 1, Hazard in at 2, Knott 3, Lawrence 4, Breathitt 5, Pike Central 6, McGoffin and Martin 7 and 8, Perry Central 9, and Prestonsburg 10. Of course, this is our top 10 that we put out on Sunday afternoons. But James, that one also got some good teams, and still get some teams that are not on the list that can play their way into the top 10.
Yeah, there's some big matchups coming up here in the next week or so that's on that list. Knott's going to travel to Breathitt County February the 9th. I think Perry Central and Hazard plays tomorrow night. I'm not sure. Did Pikeville boys and Lawrence play? Do they double up, or have they still got that? Have they still got that game left?
I think Pikeville played tonight, James. Actually, I'll get that for you just in a second. No.
And then Knott hosts Betsy Lane. Betsy Lane's not got has got a pretty good ball club over there. So still several big ball games left out of the top 10, still matching.
I like the McGoffin County Pikeville game coming up here later on, about 2 weeks from now. And still yet, got to believe that Paintsville would have a stab at Pikeville as well. But if anybody to beat Pikeville, look out for the Hornets. They're for real over there, James, in McGoffin County.
Yeah, they've got a couple of special players. I think one player just scored 50-some points the other night. So McGoffin County's got some players in it, man.
No doubt, brother. And again, Knott County Central got, I think, a really good win. Not I think, I know I was there in overtime over Perry Central. But even with the loss, I think Perry's proven what I said last week. It's the time of the year in which the Perry Central Commodores will start trending upward, guys. And I think that we saw firsthand when Woods and Kaiser get hot, and then Castle has his double-double, Perry Central can cause some people trouble, James.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Perry Central is a dangerous ball club. Trayton Woods, one of the better shooters in the 14th region, and he showed it. Perry's got a little bit of depth. They try to play 7 or 8 different players. So Perry's an extremely dangerous player still going forward.
Is there anybody in the country you'd rather have taking a last-second shot than Woods?
Not a chance.
He's not one ounce afraid of it, is he, brother?
No, he steps up for it, and he's not scared to take that big-time shot, man.
And then, James, of those teams, I still yet feel like that I don't mind to be one of these guys. I've never been one that cared to say he was wrong. I just didn't realize in the preseason how good Hazard was going to be. But now that I've watched him about 4 times, James, the Bulldogs are for real, brother.
Well, they are for real, and I tried to tell everybody after the Begley Classic at Memorial Gym that Breathitt was for real. And I'll be the first to tell you, Breathitt's a lot better than I thought they was going to be. Coach Honeycutt did a great job down there in Jackson. I even told you, I called you that damn way home, and I said, man, I was like, Hazard's better than everybody's telling. Breathitt County's going to surprise some teams really how good they are. They're fast, upbeat, physical inside. Knott's really good, and I've said the whole time Perry's dangerous. So I still, even from October the 15th, I still think that it comes down to it. Those are my 4 top teams. Sleepers, you probably got Wolfe County. And then if Powell can get hot and somebody overlooks them, Powell's got an opportunity to knock somebody off.
Especially that far on the district play. Powell needs to get in it. They got to get in it. But if they do, man, they're playing some good basketball. They've won 4 in a row. Got wins over Owsley, Lee, and Estill, and then they beat Lee a second time. But they'll get a chance to show everybody how good they can be and how much they've improved. They got Breathitt tomorrow night. So you got Breathitt and Powell and Hazard and Purry. And then you got Knott and Wolf coming up Friday. It's a lot of good games here in the next 2 days.
Yeah, a lot of good games. And then, and I don't take anything away from Coach Taylor at Letcher County. It's no secret the loss of P.D. Dixon really hurt the Letcher Cougar boys. But now Coach Taylor's, he's been around a long time, man. It wouldn't surprise me if he comes up with a game plan, and he's got some really good talent up there as well.
Well, you and I had picked them to be ours. When we picked our top 6, we had them in there, and it's no disrespect to them. It's just the respect I have for PD. I think he's still yet needs to be regarded as one of the best players in the region, and he'll get a lot of my votes for a lot of categories come at the end of the season. His body of work spoke for itself before his injury, and I'm going to do everything I can to promote him for the next level. I know the heart that he's got. He can play at the next level, James.
Yeah, sorry about that. Kentucky just lost. I'm a little aggravated.
Well, I'll buy you sneakers. Watch him green. That didn't take so long.
Didn't take long, but ball game we should have won.
We're young, though, right?
Listen, I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, you've been doing this for 3 years. We say that a lot. They're young. At what point does being young quit becoming an excuse, Jamie? And I'm not just talking about I'm not talking about grades. I'm talking about from high school on up. If you're a team, you're more than halfway through season. At what point does being young got to go out of the excuse?
Even the freshmen are not freshmen now, right? After Christmas break, you're technically going on your second year, and so I agree with you, man. But me and you will cheer them on regardless, but I do think that loss hurts them down the road quite a bit, brother.
Yeah, it might. It might. You never know. It's like football. It's the SEC. SEC in my book is still one of the top leagues in the country. Football, baseball, basketball. When you go look at the strength of schedule and strength of conference, it is what it is, man. There's no cupcake games in SEC.
No doubt. Hey, James, let's grab one more commercial, and then we'll wrap it up after this commercial. How about it, brother?
Sounds good to me.
All righty. We'll be back after this commercial break with more sports talk with James and Jamie.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Hey you, it's me, Marcello. Are you looking for a great place to eat lunch or a dinner? Now go right now to Hot Rods. They have delicious pizza, cheese sticks, spaghetti, wings, a salad bar, and more. You can eat in, carry out, or get a delivery from 4 great locations. Heinemann, Hazard, Allen, and Betsy Lane. That's a Hot Rods. It's the best place this side of Italy. Mwah!
Hicks Brothers Construction knows that times are tough and your money is hard to come by. That's why they pledge to always do the job right the first time. Specializing in backhoe work, septic systems, house seats, and road work. No job is too big or too small. Hicks Brothers Construction, a name you know you can count on. Call 606-785-4838. That's Hicks Brothers Construction.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
And welcome back to Hometown Sports Corner Sports Talk with James and Jamie. And guys, we thank you for tuning in here. If you're just tuning in, you got to go back and watch the beginning of the show. Had a nice interview with the new head coach of the Hazard Bulldogs football program, Matt Chandler, and we enjoyed meeting up with him. James, our friend Sanders Turner, says, evening, guys. Of course, he let us know Kentucky lost in the comment section. Then he also says that the Lee County Bobcats senior, James Moore, will be out for the rest of the season with a broken thumb. Pray for him as he faces surgery. Good kid and a good athlete. And we certainly do send our thoughts and prayers to him, James.
Absolutely, man. You hate to see those season-ending injuries, especially with seniors. Our heart goes out to us, and we'll definitely say a prayer for that young man and his family.
Certainly so. And then, man, we want to give a congratulations to the Hyman Yellow Jackets. Coach Randall Riley, they are the A-team champions. And so, again, very fun. All three games, for that matter, on Sunday, we had a chance to bring here on Hometown Sports. And James, I feel like that we're proving that we're committed to these kids. And we had a bunch of people thank us for being out to those games and enjoyed ourselves there.
Absolutely. I made a post on Facebook after that game. And congratulations to Coach Riley. Congratulations to Coach Adam Dials at Car Creek on a phenomenal season, along with all the coaches. We tried to mention all of them in the administration of Knott County and Perry County. You went over and did Perry County Monday. I may be leading into it, but, without the generous opportunity that each school system gives us, the board members, the principals, the coaches, the parents, the players, we'll be able to do what we do, Jamie. So, I'll just take a second and tell them that how much we appreciate them allowing us to do what we do.
Well, and James, again, in bringing those games, and then I see our buddy there, Todd Meadows, is tuning in. We've had a very good season. Well over 100 grade school basketball games between Hometown and East Kentucky Junior Sports, and I'm very happy about that. He's finishing up the Floyd County tournament. Letcher County will play their tournament this week. James, if I have it my way, next year we will broadcast all 4 of those tournaments, at least the championship games here on Hometown Sports. And so, guys, be patient with us. We told you we were going to grow this thing, and James, we have grown it, leaps and bounds. But still yet, we're not where I want to be. I'm not getting greedy. I'm not trying to be ESPN or anything like that. But I want to be committed to those 4 counties at least, from grade school through college, and then we'll try to recap the action from all of the schools. But James, you and I got some big things coming up here.
Man, we do. We've got a lot in the works. The Lord will tell us when it's time to announce those. But I will go ahead. You took the thunder last night on the radio, so I'm going to take it tonight. We have been approved for the 3rd annual Hometown Sports Corner All-Star Game at Jay's Court on the campus of Alice Lloyd College with Coach Mills and Coach Scott Cornett and President Stepp and the legend Jamie Hughes, and going to have all the crew over there from Hometown Sports Corner this year, man. So I don't think we ain't released the date yet because you just got it approved this weekend, I think. So
for the people that are staying to the last minute, James, second weekend, I'll say it that way, in March. Second weekend in March is when we plan on doing that.
Second weekend in March.
But again, we're going to expand it, James. We'll talk more about it in another week or 2. We got to start sending invitations out. But we plan on having 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, freshmen and sophomore, juniors and seniors, for boys and for girls. And so that's exciting. And I'm real briefly going to go into this because I've still got to work out a lot of stuff. But we plan on having an awards night. It'll be the Hometown Sports Corner Athletic Awards night, one night before that All-Star game. And what we will do is not only recognize our players of the year and the top 5 and defensive players and a 110% award, we're going to do that for the other sports as well. We're going to back up and announce our Hometown Sports Corner's top 5 in offense and football. And we're going to do them for all but baseball and softball. We're not going to do those because we want to do baseball and softball after their season. But, James, we are going to bring in several athletes from the other sports and recognize them. And we're going to make it a nice thing for those sports. And then at the end of the season, we'll do something for baseball and softball and bring them back then for next year's first ever. You'll come up with some kind of name. You're better at that than I am, but we'll have some fun with that and recognize some of these athletes.
Yeah, going to get to interview a whole lot of them with this new technology that you've come up with. This year's baseball and softball is going to get more coverage than they've ever had. We've got some people that's going to come on board and do some games for us up in Letcher County and Knott County and Perry County and across the 14th and 15th region. And you're going to get to see some faces this year. They go along with some names that me and Jamie's talked about. And, just looking forward to all that stuff, man.
James, I got some friends down in Tennessee, and I give them a hard time the other night when they lost. And don't you never doubt they are blowing up my message board here, letting me know that a Wildcats lost. So I'll take it. I deserve that. I still wouldn't trade teams with them, though. I like that blue much better than I do that old burnt orange.
Yeah, that's two of us.
Only thing ever come good out of Tennessee, I reckon, is Dollywood down there. I like it and a caramel apple.
Yeah.
But I do have some really, really good friends from that area, and my mother and father-in-law lives down there, and so I will get a bunch of messages because Kentucky lost, and I brought that on myself. Sanders Turner says he wants to announce, too, that the 14th Annual Kentucky Prep All-Star event will take place April the 6th. You're right, and that's another reason we chose to move ours to the second week of April. And so we don't want to go over top of that. We want to work with
second week of March.
Ours is in March. Theirs is actually in April. Okay.
Yeah, so you said we moved ours the second week of April. I was just correct.
Yeah,
the second week of March.
Ours second week of March. And so, but anyhow, but we'll work with them, and we may even get down there this year and cover some of that too if they'll let us in the gym down there. But anything we can do to help with these Eastern Kentucky teams. Hey, James, something's been really good for us is an idea that you had for letting people vote on our big-time performers. In fact, it's gained us several thousand followers since we started. And I want to back up and say congratulations to last week's big-time performers. From East Ridge, Miss Courtly King. She got 586 votes. Out of the top 6, she got the most votes. Maddie Fronapple, been on here a couple different times, and she'll be on here several more times, folks. She got the second most votes with 464. And Drew Reed got 392. And while we're speaking of Drew, James, happy to hear, too, last night that her injury not as bad as what it was first thought.
Yeah, Coach Huff said she's probably out for a couple of weeks. I talked to her dad, Billy, today. She's going to physical therapy and icing it every day. So hopefully the Patriots get her back in a couple of weeks, if not earlier.
Yes, sir. And she was playing some of her best basketball, and we want to get her back. That's right, man. And then on the boys' side, last week, our top performers, Evan Eversole got the most votes with 473. Jaden Huff's performance got him second place with 307. And how about Andrew Nees from down in Cordia? He was our third biggest vote getter. He got 169 votes and put his name on the leaderboards now. We got about 40 kids that have received nominees at one time or another, and that's a pretty neat deal there. And James, we're running out of time, but I do want to say this too now. Hometown Sports Corner we're sponsoring a little pizza party competition. You can go on the link there, Hometown Sports, go to our photo sections, and you'll see a bunch of Hyman Elementary and Carr Creek Indians signs that they made during the grade school tournament. And James, the picture that gets the most likes on our page of those, I think there's 9 of them. Whichever picture gets the most likes between now and Friday at 3:30 when they ring that bell at the end of school, that person's class will get $100 from us to go towards a pizza party. So they've had a lot of fun with that already, brother.
Yeah, a lot of votes have been going on with that already, man. So.
And then James, not to toot our own horn, but to encourage everybody else. James and I want to help out with the Carr Creek Elementary volleyball team and our friends Justin and Shay Corner. And so, James, they delivered these volleyballs that we bought them. And can you believe this? We bought 5 of them, and they didn't put no iron in them.
Yeah. We're going to name it Wilson.
I don't even know what it's the grand coach wanted us to get, and I couldn't say it for time. Takakari. It's official volleyballs. You know, I guess they thought me and you had so much hot air that we could fill up the volleyballs.
Yeah, well, we probably could if we needed to.
Hey, no problem, man. But again, challenge everybody else. They need some more equipment over there. And so, again, that wouldn't even for us to brag on ourselves. That's just to say, Justin and Shay do a great job, and we have no problem helping them because we know it's going to go right where it's supposed to go without thinking twice when you help them over there.
Well, absolutely. We're blessed with that all across the county. Anytime a coach or a program reaches out to me or you and says we need help, we do our best to help them out. And she made a post, need some help with new volleyballs, and the Lord's blessed me and you with opportunities to be able to help. And if that's what we're put here to do is to help, then by all means, that's what we're going to do.
Certainly so, brother. And again, this advertisement deal ain't bought me and you a new pickup yet, but it has helped us to help a bunch of people. We've helped the football, baseball, softball, tennis,
cheerleading,
several cheerleading squads, the volleyball team now,
flood victims.
The speech team, James, is going to do a telethon tomorrow night. And our buddy, of course, Hunter Combs, does a great job working for us. He'll be calling us, and we'll be making a pledge to them and help them out. And we're just happy to do it, man. Again, every little bit. I've said it all the time at church. You might not be able to give 100, but your 5 and 15, 20 other people's 5 adds up,
Adds up. You're right.
Just let's make a difference anytime we can here. Look for ways to make this place a better place,
Absolutely.
But, James, as we wrap this show up, brother, anything else on your mind? Uh-oh.
Have I lost you?
No, I think we're back there one more time. Anything else on your mind, brother?
Buddy, I don't have anything else on my mind. Friday night, the Road to Glory game, Morton Combs will be inducted into the Basketball Gym Hall of Fame. And, man, that's about it. It's a
good
season's
show.
Coming to an end quick.
Yes, sir. A very, very good show. We've had a bunch of fun, and I encourage you guys that were watching the Kentucky game that are just now tuning in, and I can see the numbers on my end. There's several of you. Go back and watch the beginning of this show.
Yeah.
We had the Hazard football coach on and did a good interview, learned some stuff. And James, this is going to be fun for us to get to bring these coaches on. We're going to get more athletes on, and this little show now, this will be neat getting to do this with the coaches, different places.
Yeah, the coaches and players and administration and just fun getting to have the conversations with them. Getting the coach from Hazard. He did WYMT and he did a couple of radio and reached out and you reached out to him and introduced him tonight to our fan base or people that watch, and that's what we're here for, man.
Well, James, this deal here is a little less formal, and we got to talk to him. I like the fact you were able to ask him about influences, and we got to cut up with him a little bit about Manus Blair and the guys that he likes to tailgate with. And from what I gather, he's pretty good at that barbecuing, so me and you will take him up on that, and we'll have some fun here. But as always, James, you start us off usually doing this, but I will tonight. Guys, get out to some of these high school sporting events. Now's the time. If you've been looking to get to go to a game in which maybe somebody goes to your church plays, or maybe one of the cheerleaders goes to your church, or maybe your neighbor babysits your kids and she's on the cheerleading squad. If you've been meaning to go to one of their games, you better get out there. This thing's ticking away, and it's coming to an end. And so this is no better way for you to show your support than to get out and cheer them on at one of these sporting events. And we would certainly encourage you to do that. And then, James, of course, we always tell everybody to get out and come to church with us.
Absolutely. Montgomery Baptist Church on West 550 in Cary. Starts at 11 o'clock every Sunday morning. Pastor Brent Smith and, of course, my good brother there and friend Jamie Hughes, the pastor at Lighthouse Baptist Church, starts at 2 o'clock every Sunday. You don't have to pick and choose, as Jamie says. You can attend both of them. But if you can't, the doors are open to either one of them.
And James, we'll take them just like they are. You don't have to.
Absolutely.
Just somebody said, "What kind of clothes you wear at your church?" And I said, "Clothes."
Yeah.
Just
that's it.
Just wear your best and come be with us, and
we'll come as you are.
That's
absolutely.
Right, and as always, brother, I enjoy this.
I had a fun, Jamie. As season wraps up, I did it during football season. I've not done it in a while. I think I did it at the beginning of basketball season. Season's wrapping up. Players, parents, coaches, parents of seniors, take just a second at the next basketball game or volleyball game or what sport you have, and look around and soak it in. In a few years, that's all the memories you're going to have. And sometimes we get so caught up in the game, but take just a second, either at halftime, before the game, during the game, and take in the sights, the smell, and just enjoy the game and the kids playing. Because I promise you, as a parent of a young lady that graduates in college now, I'm glad I did, because I can sit back and think sometimes I've been here to spend on the field. Still got a son that's playing football and baseball, so I just suggest that anybody can, take just 10, 15 seconds out of your time at a ball game and take it in, because one of these days that's all you'll have left is the memory of watching them play.
Years ago, my daddy always said, "Time flies." And James, I didn't realize what he was saying until you have a kid. And here my baby girl's a sophomore. She'll start tennis here in a couple of weeks. And I took your advice, though. I've already tried to make some time to just sit back and watch them and smile and think about how blessed we are, man. Put the cameras up. Just enjoy some evenings. You told us last year, and I still remember you doing that, man. And but we're going to be here to help them broadcast them and promote them and do the best we can, too. But until
You're right on it.